Hey guys, it's EJ with Austin Underground. I'm here with Zach at Carve Skate Shop. So you can just tell us a little bit about the different boards that you guys have here?
Yeah, this is a board from Loaded Longboards. It's called the Loaded Fat Tail. It's made of vertically laminated bamboo, which gives it a nice snappy flex, which is typically what students like to use whenever they're cruising around campus or carving around, just getting from A to B. Usually equipped with reverse kingpin trucks. Gives you a little bit of extra carve. In this case, it's caliber trucks, which is a very stable truck. Usually we'll set them up with a larger, softer wheel, which is a lot better for cruising around. They hold their speed better, so you don't find yourself kicking every 2 seconds.
And then what about this one?
These other ones here. This one is kind of a mixture between a downhill skateboard and just a typical longboard. It has an added tail, so if you ever need to hop off a curb or do an ollie or kickflip, it's still able to do tricks. But still a longer wheelbase set up at the same trucks that were set up on the Loaded with larger, softer wheels. Better for skating on hills. This is one from Rain Longboards. Now this board is typically used for downhill skateboarding, particularly racing. It usually has a steep concave to lock onto your feet to keep you from coming off. Similar feel to a snowboard, how it keeps you in the bindings. Instead of using bindings, they have concaves that mold to the shape of your foot to keep you locked in.
So you guys really have like a range of different boards here for everybody and like all the different trucks and wheels and everything.
Definitely, we try to focus on everything skateboarding and try not to be one-dimensional. There's pretty much a different type of skateboard for every discipline of skateboarding. There's a lot of different terrains here in Austin. We have hills, we have skate parks, we have street skating. It's fun to mix it up and try everything.
Is there like any kind of like racing scene in Austin?
Absolutely. We actually put together a lot of races, downhill races, free riding events. We're probably the most active skate shop in Austin in the sense that we're either participating in the event or hosting it ourselves. But either way, you'll probably see some of our guys at every skateboarding event in Texas.
Very cool. And you guys have all the safety equipment needed?
Yes, especially with downhill skateboarding. It's just a faster sport. Unlike street skating, we're usually only going about 5 miles an hour and doing tricks. The speeds that you're going on a longboard, you can usually get yourself a lot more hurt. So it's really important to wear your safety gear.
All right. So how did you guys get? I know we know you have a shop in Houston. So how did you get started here in Austin?
Well, of course the shop started in Houston, but Austin has all the hills. So we were finding ourselves up here every weekend participating in skateboard events here that it was just a real natural transition. All the boards that we carried weren't anywhere to be found in Austin. So eventually we started bringing skateboards up here, selling to customers up here. We created a customer base here before we even existed. So it was basically a couple of us, like I was saying, just coming up here every weekend anyways to skate all the hills. It was we were already a part of the scene. So it was just, natural, like I said.
And then you said you guys set up events. When's the next one that you guys have going?
We don't have one right around the corner, but there is an event coming up in Nacogdoches called the Nac Bash that they have every year. It was the first race in Texas to have over 100 racers, which is kind of the norm now. But so we're excited to see how big this year's event is. But other than that, we have the Carve Austin Downhill Race Series. We're currently going to be on, the next race will be race 6 out of the 6-race series, and that's when we take all the entry fees from the first 5 races and give them to the top 3 guys at the very last race. So it's kind of like a fundraiser building up to the last race.
Do you guys ever go like out of state to kind of like scope out what's going on around the country?
Absolutely. My younger brother took a trip across the West Coast all summer long, competing in professional events and skating with some of the best riders in the world. Other than that, there are regular races that go along the West Coast. I recently, just this past weekend, got back from Colorado for a downhill race there. So there's races going on everywhere. We try to travel, but Texas is so big, it's kind of hard to get out of the state sometimes.
Okay. So is there any advice that you'd have for anybody that just wants to start out longboarding?
Just be safe. try to stay away from traffic. That cars are always a danger, but we like to get people to come skate with us so we can kind of introduce them to the sport rather than going out and hurting themselves. It's not that dangerous of a sport, but it can be if you don't take the proper precautions. So like we skate pretty much every single weekend. We have a session going on. We have a van that takes beginners out to skate as well as some of the more advanced skaters in Texas. That's a real good way to get familiar with the community, is just giving us a call and asking to come skate with us, and we'll take you out and show you the town.
Very cool. And then, what is this thing about vans?
Session, which is just a group of skaters getting together every weekend. We have a shop van that allows us to get to all the races and different events in Texas, as well as put together sessions every weekend. So we every weekend we'll get a crew of skaters together and break out the cameras and go do some filming and out west in the Westlake Hills usually.
So you guys are kind of like the go-to people if somebody's starting out and they want to come to you guys, and you just take them out and show them the ropes.
Yes, most definitely. And not only show them the ropes, but kind of just teach them about the products too. It just only takes a few sessions to really understand the way everything works and what products are good for what type of skating, and it just it helps people get introduced.
Awesome. So if you guys want to check out this shop, it's located on Montopolis. So you just take a little drive and come on down. And then do you guys have any like social media kind of sites that people can look at for updated information?
Yeah, definitely. We have a Facebook page. It's Carve Skate Shop ATX, and it's usually updated with all the current specials or whatever events are on the horizon. It's an easy way to keep in touch with us.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.